Hey, this is Feminine After Dark, and here we create a safe space for our women to be able to say things that we would not normally say on a daily basis, okay? So, we're going to turn the lights down low, we're going to quiet the world, and we'll enter our safe space, okay? Feel free to like, share, and comment. Go ahead and let me know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. Leave me something in the comments. Just speak your mind, okay? This is our safe space. This is for our women, all right? So today, women, I do have a question. And my question is, who am I when no one needs me, right? The reason why I have this question is because us as women, we are often titles to someone or somebody, no matter what. The reason why I say this is because whether we're a mom, a girlfriend, a wife, a provider, anything, etc., we are required of something to someone, right? And I know a lot of women may be able to relate to this. A lot of women may not, because we have a lot of single, independent women that are nothing but a worker to somebody, or they're just living for themselves. This can be vice versa, gender role, but we're focusing solely on our women today, right? Excuse me. And the reason why I say this is because we as women, regardless the title that we provide, right? Excuse me. Regardless the title that we provide, we often forget to give ourselves that same tender love, care that we need, right? And um, whether you're a mom, wife, girlfriend, or whatever, some of these titles women are forced into, right? And when I say forced, I mean some women become moms very early on. Some women become wives before they even know what that commitment is required of them. You know what I'm saying? Before they're sprung, they're already springing. And a lot of these titles are forced. Even friendships, sometimes you have to be a friend to someone, and because you hold the title of friendship, they feel like that whether it's event day, a date day, or whatever that friend is requiring of you, you have to uphold that title no matter what, right? No, I'm not saying go out there and be a bad friend, no. But I'm saying regardless of whatever the title is, you have to uphold it, right? So once you're upholding that title, you often neglect yourself. So everything that you become, the only thing I don't want to ever become is a stranger to myself, right? And a lot of people are strangers to themselves because they don't know who they truly are, because they often neglected themselves because they were required for so much for I mean they were required of so much for other people besides themselves. So you're neglecting yourself. You don't know who you truly are. Did motherhood, friendships, responsibilities, or whatever, etc., play a part in that? I can't 100% say that, but I'll let you be the judge of it. Now, the reason why I say this is because when you're neglecting yourself, that is solely a responsibility as well of your own. And the only person that has control of that is you, right? So as I'm questioning myself about who am I when no one else needs me, I started to begin to put myself first again, right? And as I'm putting myself first, I had to figure out who I was because there was nothing else in front of me that required my availability. So I was available to myself. I started coming home to myself, and it felt good. This happened a while back, but this is still a question that remains. Who am I when no one else needed me? So I was investing into myself, my time, my habits, whatever was required of me at that time, right? Things that I love. And my love life was, occupied. But I was available to that as well whenever it needed me. So it was requiring availability out of me just as well as any other title would, right? And was I complaining about that? No, because that was a title that I had to uphold. I was available for it whenever it needed me. That goes for friendships, that goes for motherhood, whatever. So a lot of times people will come to you and start complaining about friendships, relationships, and things like that. Oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, when they don't realize that people are human and people can require whatever it is that they want to require out of you, right? So, my love life never really truly played a part in who I was. Like I said, because I was not centered around it as a woman. Besides, whoever said that being a woman was solely based off the role that you played to other people. Because regardless whether or not you play a role to somebody, you're still required to be a woman in this world. Even if that's a gender, vice versa. Men are still required to be men regardless of what role they play, right? But this is solely about my womanhood. So let's regain our focus, right? So as I started to realize that I had to be a woman regardless of what I was providing to someone or whatever title it was that I was providing to that person, I realized that womanhood was an identity. You know, it was a lived experience, varying from woman to woman. So anytime that I had questions about my womanhood, I could never go to another woman and ask her because she did not live my womanhood. She was not having the same experience that I had. You know what I'm saying? So no way that if I was having a relationship problem, I would go and ask another woman. She's not living my experience. She's not in my relationship. So whatever advice that she will be willing to give me was not good advice for me because she would never live it. And regardless if she did have good advice for what I was living, there was no way that I probably would see it through because I still had my own womanhood to make choices for, right? So that's when I realized being a woman was to know yourself despite the person that you love. Being a woman was having the freedom to define yourself. Being a woman was growing through your identity without letting your past define you. Being a woman was allowing yourself to desire things without chasing them. Because why would you chase anything that you desire and it's going to cause you to lose yourself again when you're trying to reclaim yourself as a woman, right? So being a woman was loving yourself without feeling guilty to be available to other people when you were not able to be available to them, right? Being a woman was being vulnerable while remaining in your strength, okay? And also, I had to learn how to be comfortable with the woman that I was when no one was watching. That's what womanhood was, right? So even when I realized that becoming a woman was not about becoming someone else, right? It was being the person who I was when no one was around, when no one else needed me. So, how did I do that? I had to silence a lot of things, even becoming abstinent for a while, because the sexual intercourse that I was playing a part in would play a big part in my emotions, triggering my mind. And how could my mind lead anything or tell me to do anything that was smart when my heart was leading every situation that I was in due to the emotions that it felt? Because every emotion is very stronger. Unless your mind is willing to take over. But most people follow their hearts, right? So if becoming a woman isn't about becoming someone else, it's about being the person that you are when no one else needs you. So if I leave my ladies with anything today, I'm going to say, ladies, remember that loving, gentle, sexy, and preserved person that you have always been before the world ever renamed you. Because that's who you always be and you will always remain as a woman. This is Feminine After Dark, and it's only the beginning. Tune in for the next episode. Like, share, feel free to comment, and I thank you for watching.